I knew it. I knew it.
No, it can't be our precious little Cinnabon.
Big Geeky Blog.
Hey everyone, I'm Bren, Skylander24 on Z Twitter.
And I'm Katrina. I am Gaming XX on Twitter and Instagram.
And we are giving you a 5-second kind of spoiler alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. Alright, so we are doing a different kind of recap this time. We are not recapping moments. We're just going to kind of talk about characters and their arc throughout the episode. And it's episode 18 of season 5 called
The Maid of Gevaudan.
The Maid of Gevaudan. And we're going to start off with our very first character that we want to talk about. For number 1 is
Marie-Jean.
Yes. So the episode kicks off. Obviously, we are flashed over to early 1700s France. We're in a town where we meet kind of the looting beast. And then we get brought into kind of like the hometown pub. And they are talking about the folklore and everything that's surrounding the beast. And we see Marie-Jean sitting at the pub, just kind of doing her thing. And she's a skeptic. She's kind of listening to the townspeople, rolling her eyes, cutting her apple, just doing her thing. And uses her crossbow because obviously there's a bounty out for the beast. And she's reading a letter from Sebastian, which is her brother, who is serving in the military. And in that moment, she hears his voice as he comes into the pub. And she's excited to see him. They're talking about, just life in general. And then Henri comes in and brings this child into the pub. And it's the pub owner's son. And that's when Marie-Jean decides that she needs to do something.
Because technically she's like the best hunter.
She is the best hunter in the town. So Sebastian was kind of, instigating her before that, that happened to kind of start her own bounty to kill the beast. And she's like, nah. But after seeing the little boy and the effect that it had on the hometown folk, she decided to be a part of the hunting team. And so they go out and they hunt down the beast. She encounters the beast.
And is saved by Henri.
Henri.
He throws the mountain ash.
The mountain ash.
And it creates like a barrier and stops the beast from getting him.
Yeah, and she said that is no wolf. And he's like,
that was a werewolf.
Yes, that is a werewolf. So, Henry, however you want to say his name, we like both, but he takes her back to his place and kind of teaches her about mistletoe and mountain ash and wolfsbane and teaching her the folklore that surrounds the werewolves, which is something that she was so skeptic about and now is a true believer, seeing it firsthand.
Yes.
So we're going to move along to Marie-Jean.
It's French.
I know.
Jean.
So we move along in the episode where they're back at the pub. Marie-Jean.
Yeah.
I always want to say Marie-Jean. Marie-Jean is smart and intelligent and puts wolfsbane into the wine at the pub and does a toast for all the fallen townspeople that kind of rallied with her to take on the beast. And that was in order to kind of
to
single out who the beast was.
Yeah, exactly.
And in that process, we see Marcel, who is Sebastian's friend, just break the glass in his hand. And immediately you go, ooh, that was pretty easy. But Marcel's the beast. And she goes out, kind of lures him out of the pub and tends to his wounds. And he gives her the key to a cellar, which I thought was kind of interesting. I'm like, don't go in there.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
So she goes in. She sees like dozens of town people dead in the cellar. She comes back out with her crossbow, to Marcel's neck and just,
she's ready to kill him.
She's ready to kill him, and then she realizes, you're not the beast. You're covering for someone. And she puts two and two together, and dun dun dun,
it's Sebastian,
her
brother,
is the beast. And you kind of feel sorry because you kind of think he's a good guy, but in conversation,
he's really not.
He let the beast take over his humanity, so he's fully turned into the demon
beast.
Wolf.
Yeah, a demon wolf.
He is the beast.
Sad.
So she knows what she needs to do. She knows she needs to take her brother down, but she knows she can't do it by herself. So she enlists the help of Henri, to help her kind of create the weapon to take down the beast.
And her brother. I like how she says that line. Like, or how they say the line is like, she must take down the brother and the beast. It's like, it gave me goosebumps. It was really good.
Yeah. So she creates this spear, and of course the spearhead is in the shape of the fleur-de-lis, which we all know is the Argent symbol. And she forged it in Wolfsbane, Mountain Ash,
and under the moon.
Under the full moon, and it merged with her blood.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes. So, yeah, she hunts down her brother for like 3 years. You know, we were thinking, oh, she's going to get him that night. It's going to be so quick. But no, it took her 3 years to finally take down the beast. And she hides the spear under the snow, runs after her, spears the beast right in the heart.
Yeah.
And in the process, you know, Sebastian's like, you can't kill me kind of mentality. And then realizes what she's done with the spear. And he wants to live in infamy for what he's done. He wants to be...
He even says, he's like, it will always be the beast of Gevaudan. Like, he will live forever, no matter.
Yes. And then she said, I forget the name, but it's like Immorte, Memore. Like, she's going to get rid of his name. They're going to erase him from history.
They burn everything of his.
Yeah, everything. Everything he signed, everything that had his name in it, completely, they burned it. And so that ends the whole...
It was so good.
Episode with Marie.
With her.
Jean. Yeah, it was amazing.
It was so good.
I want them to create a spin-off.
I think that would be perfect. And I wrote that down on my notes too.
Yes.
That it would be a perfect spin-off, and it would be something unique because it's taking it back in time. I think it's genius.
Yes. I would love a show like that. I think a lot of you guys will love it. And I think I secretly, internally cried the whole episode because Crystal Reva's back. And she did an amazing job.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So moving along to our number 2 character that we want to talk about is the Beast itself. I mean, we learned that, you know, the Beast was defeated by the Maid of Gevaudan, and the doctors have kind of resurrected the Beast into its host, and we need to find out who the host is, who that last chimera is. And in the process, through gun-blazing shotguns and claws and fangs and brawls in the library, we find out that Scott has caught the scent of the Beast. And at the very end, I was like, oh, they're not going to do it. It's 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And he goes to like a trunk, lifts the trunk up. There's the bloody sneakers that they've been looking for, size 10.
Size 10.
And sure enough, they still have blood on them. And
who
pops out? Who pops out? Mason.
It was Mason.
And then Corey, you know, comes...
He was hiding.
He was hiding. He's a camouflage invisibility thing, and takes Mason, and they leave. And that's how it ends.
Off. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I kind of knew it was Mason. I was hoping it wasn't Mason, but it is.
Yes.
And it moves us along to our number 3, Lydia Martin. So the Beast is... We're hoping, and kind of what the Argents are hoping for, is going to be taken down by none other than our favorite Banshee, Lydia Martin. They kind of enlisted her in the duty as the Hellhound isn't fit to kind of do the job. He will kind of be like, I feel like the bronze of the battle, but definitely not the wit that it takes to take down the Beast. And if the Beast does remember who it is, Mason's gone forever. And that's bad news. That means that crazy head Sebastian is going to be back in full Beast form.
Yeah, and he was just evil.
Pure evil. And so we learned also a couple parallels I do want to point out is that, you know, the Argents enlisted this duty to Lydia, who was Allison's best friend, and she mentions that she can't do it alone. She's not Allison. She needs an army of people, just like
the Maid of Gevaudan. Just like Marie Jean.
She had
the townsfolk.
The magistry. She had Marcel. And
Henry.
So I kind of paralleled it to Lydia and her group. You know, I kind of did parallels. So I feel like Henri to her is her Styles. You know, he's the wits and the smarts and the counterpart to her. So I think that role is going to be Styles.
Yeah.
The magistry is definitely Scott's pack. The townsfolk is definitely Beacon Hills, and I encompass that with Sheriff Stilinski and Melissa McCall in that whole group. And then lastly, Marcel, I think, is in relation to the Hellhound. But that's just my thinking. Those are my parallel thoughts.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
So those are, you know, our highlights that we're doing, I guess, for the episode. You know, we definitely want to talk about Lydia and the Beast and the Maid of Gevaudan.
Yeah.
So I think it was overall a great episode.
It was so good.
MTV, please do a spinoff.
That would be amazing. And I think a lot of people would love it.
I think so too.
I would watch it right now.
All right, so that's it for our recap of episode 18. Make sure you catch us next week for another recap. And also watch Teen Wolf on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on MTV.
Bye, guys.
Bye.